For
Oke,
both of them.
malam
both of
lagi
them,
guys.
alright.
So I think, but
Kita
obviously
lanjut
because the fourth
stream
pick is gonna be
versus
tilting towards ONIC, I think that is
BTR
BTR. That BTR should be the ones banning it out. Imagine if there will be a Hilda for the side of ONIC, and who can actually stop that? That's Novaria might not be able to do so.
Yeah, no,
Joy
not really.
obviously is not gonna be there. So that could be that is if there will
Dari
be any
draft
kind of
pick
surprise that might
sejauh
be.
ini ban
Well, I'd actually
Kaja,
like to see a
Popeyes.
Minotaur or let's say a setup hero for the side of Team ONIC because they have what
Kayaknya
like
memang
all it takes
MM-nya
to have a solid team fight.
ONIC
They have
ini
the
kayaknya
penalty
klop
zone,
deh.
they have the mobility of Nolan, and you can go on with the
Kayaknya
rest
bakal
of the
ban
picks that
XP sih.
haven't been even shown up
Mungkin
yet. BTR
Khalid.
on the other side, I think that Kaja
Atau
was a
Yuzo.
really good pick for them, even though they banned it.
Yeah, man, as you said, that
Bandino,
Minotaur has been banned out because I would say it's pretty good for both teams
That's
here. Looking at ONIC, I would say their lineup right now is pretty solid. It's just that for BTR, they need the missing piece here. And the question really is, if they're going to have this Joy in the jungle, the Arlie going to the EXP, as well as the Novaria coming in mid, they gotta make sure that they have enough damage
Kita
per
story
se,
dulu, guys.
especially
Story,
in the
story,
early
story.
stages of the game if they're gonna contest for anything, because Novaria has range,
Yeah.
kind of has a little bit of damage, but I would argue Novaria needs 1 or 2 items. Joy is the closest they have to have early game damage, but the setup has to be super good for you to do that.
A Cho ban instead. Okay, I think Hilda. What is that?
Harif,
Oh!
right? That sounds like Harif.
Oh, that's a good pick.
I mean, you can continue. You don't have to stop.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
good pick.
Yeah, we just want to make sure it's like, okay, let's see the
Harif.
picture. Yeah, it is Harif.
Yeah,
That
it
is
is a
such a
Harif.
good pick. Why? Because it's a hero that doesn't. I mean, what is a hero that can lose late? Also, it's a hero that is not that dependent on a farm, and it kind of allows Nolan to be like the scaling hero, and then
Exactly.
you have the Harith in the early stages of the game. I think it's smart.
Keyboy has 7 heroes with 100% win rate in MPL
Kita udah
ID
story.
as well.
Kita
including
lanjut,
Hilda, Kadita, and Hilda. The perfect roamer. And
Cowoknya
now
Keyboy
Claude
di ban.
finishing up-
Wah, Claude
finishing up for
diambil.
BTR.
Oh, Harit ya?
A lot of heroes that
Harit
need
oke
the
sih.
farm here. I'm a little bit worried.
Saya habis
Hilda
main
might be,
Harit
like,
kemarin meskipun
disastrous.
bukan di gold.
I would
Saya
actually
main
say
di mid.
please for Team
Enak sih.
ONIC to give me a setup hero.
Padahal saya lawan
with
Lilia.
this composition,
There is.
I would love to see an area crowd control
Gimana
hero
ya, kayak
because everything
enak nyicil-nyicilnya
everything
gitu
will
baru bisa
align
kabur kan.
for an area crowd control hero.
Okay, you need a way to kind of
Kencang
maybe a
soalnya.
Ruby could be the perfect choice
A
for
Ruby?
ONIC.
Cuma nggak tahu kenapa
Yeah, I
jarang
think I'll go for
dipakai. Akhirnya ada yang pick nih.
Kufra
Honestly,
Hilda.
there's fault for choice.
for honor. What is that?
Secret?
Was that Tigreal?
Rumornya mungkin
I
anak
mean,
support.
Oh,
it is
let's
an
go.
AoE setup.
Okay,
Oh yeah, it is.
okay.
Right?
I think Tigreal. All right, why is it good? It
What?
has a reset. It has a way to reset.
I think it's good because it can push the
Apa
Hilda.
tuh dia ambil
Exactly. It
terakhir?
can push the
Exactly.
Hilda.
Wah.
It can also counter
Exactly.
invade.
And it
Because
has
it
area
push.
crowd control.
Exactly.
Ini suka gangguan
alright.
ini
Coach, yeah,
Macho.
he knows how to draft.
Apparently.
yeah.
Nggak
You know
kelihatan
what?
lagi
Maybe
yang di
Coach
ban
can,
terakhir sama apa draft itu.
Maybe can win championships, you know?
And right now, honestly, looking at the draft, my only worry for BTR Suns is that
Melissa.
all of the members, well, except for Hilda, they need a little bit of time to really ramp up to have that damage. So the Hilda
Tentu
can
saja
slow down on
kameranya di
it,
sini.
but is it gonna be good enough?
Melissa ya guys ya.
I think I think Hilda is generally good, especially because you want to have the Harith in the early stages. Is it going to be enough against ONIC? I think the Tiger changed that, changed my idea about it. I thought that Hilda will be like deadly, obviously. Had it not been for this Tigrel pickup, ONIC would have had a much worse time. Because I'm thinking like, what are the other heroes that can actually protect the jungle? Thinking Ruby, Kufra,
Emang
is
Sonya
there,
yang dari
maybe
kalau
Oracle of the Way,
komentator
but I
English
think
lebih
Tigrel might
pelan
have
sih
been the best choice
banding yang Indo.
for
Yeah.
that specifically.
Well, Tigreal also with the latest update, he is one of these undeniable forces of nature. He just
Biasanya
whenever
di
he uses
headset
the
gini
ultimate,
tuh keras banget
difficult.
suaranya.
It's so difficult for any
Ini kayak
opponent
bisik-bisik
to
doang.
just
Padahal
escape
ini
it or
volumenya
to
udah
even
full
prevent it from happening
naikin.
without that Diggy, and the Diggy is not here for Team BTR Suns. BTR Suns, I would say they have a lot of mobility, they have a lot to do, a lot of services actually to provide for Super OPA. But
Yeah.
apparently, I don't know if they will be able to have the enough amount of pressure. Since you guys said
Ayolah.
that Tigreal can
Apa gini
avoid
game
the
terakhir? Janganlah
So
bikin
Hilda
kita
wants to go into the
begadang-begadang.
jungle, and Tigreal can push Hilda either away from the jungle or inside the turret.
Yeah.
And that can be very deadly for Hilda because
Karena
you wanna
besok
slow
ONIC
down
nggak ada
the
main sama
fact that
Gi.
Hilda doesn't
Kita
care if Hilda
besok
dies a lot
live
in the early
Ark
game,
Survival.
having the Tigreal, you can
Dinosaurus
force
ya
it
guys
out.
ya.
And like you said, the
Sama
implosion
kita
now,
push
it has an
rank.
instant stun.
Mobile Legend
If
malamnya.
BTR
Malamnya
is
kita
not
push rank.
careful, and later on we're gonna see if they have a lot of purifiers.
Pagi
If they don't have
kalau-
purifiers, we've seen how Keyboy has set up
Nggak tahu
quite a
sih
lot
ya.
for ONIC.
Rencana
Yeah.
besok
It
saya
can be a
bersihin
surprise
samping
factor,
rumah mau
and the
membabat
difference
sama
between BTR and
mencangkul.
ONIC can fight early
Jadi
on.
besok
They
pagi
don't need the
kayaknya.
items
Padahal
for
saya
them
mau
to
main
be
lagi
aggressive.
party sih besok
There are
pagi
two
tapi
M's
nanti dilihat deh.
that Tigreal
Kalau
can do.
cepat selesai
Alright.
membabatnya.
First is mirror what Hilda is doing.
Yes.
Oke.
Which
Kita main lagi
if-
party
if
pagi-pagi.
Hilda goes for the invade, he can
Sama
also
Mbak
go
lagi
for his own
party
invade.
pagi.
Alright.
And then the other
Sorenya
end is called
kita
Mirror,
live
where you can
Dinosaurus
actually be
Ark
in front of the
Survival.
Hilda.
Man,
Malamnya
Wolf.
push rank.
Yes. In this
Hilda
case.
is a woman.
We cannot assume that.
Nanti kalau
Oh,
teman
you know
udah
what?
balas
That's
mungkin.
right.
Kalau
Oh
diajak
man,
main
why did I
bareng
say that?
Kalau orang
I mean,
mungkin
like,
saya main
yeah.
Valo.
Why did I assume,
Sering
right?
Valo.
Yeah.
My bad, my bad.
I'm
Sorry.
out of this
Mau
conversation.
Sorry,
download Dota
Mr.
juga
Mr.
sih.
Wolfman.
Belajar main Dota diajakin
thank
sama
you.
temanku mabar
Can I assume
Dota.
that you're?
Huh.
I don't like this conversation.
Yeah, I don't like this
Me,
conversation.
I don't
I'm
like this
out of it.
conversation.
I'm
But yeah.
taking my hands out of it.
Noob.
All right.
CW here.
Nggak tahu. Nggak pernah
Please
main Dota.
explain more. Is it because the resilience coming in from the chrono dashes
Game-game
makes
populer
it
waktu
good
warnet
against
tuh
this
saya nggak
BTR
main.
lineup?
You
Dota,
know what?
PB.
That's actually
Saya tuh cuma
that's
main
actually
game
very
PS.
correct. You know, you really have to be an analyst, dude.
It's like I know the heroes and stuff, isn't it?
yeah.
I don't know.
I
Mulai
think you'll do a
akhirnya.
great job at
Woi,
it, you know.
Mhm.
Tim
I don't know, I
comparison
feel like
sih
maybe
hilang
in the
lah.
previous life.
Maybe in your
Nih,
previous life.
penyelenggaranya
Yeah.
unik cu.
In this life or the other. We'll know.
Dari
Ah.
tadi lo
Well,
gangguan-gangguan
Team
ini.
BTR
aduh.
actually, if we have like had enough
Ah,
talking
belum
about
siap
the
nih
draft,
jadi
and I
tuan
think
rumah nih
that
guys. Gimana
so
nih?
far
Gimana nih?
Team ONIC has won the
Siap
draft,
paham nggak nih?
but still the game is not only about the draft,
Belum
it's
siap nih,
also
guys,
about
jadi
the
tuan rumah.
rotation itself. We haven't seen BTR on the international stage. Will it get underneath their skin? Because the pressure is real. The pressure is real.
I would say the leadership coming in from Luna, because he was here during M3. I feel like he should have gotten a lot of experience to really calm
Oh,
down
no.
the team, calm down their nerves. And I like that you point out the macro, because there's a hidden ability for the Claude, which is you can split push. You have a Joy as well. You can split push. So if they can catch Onyx slipping, it's like, oh, Onyx is doing tunnel vision, thinking about the lore, thinking about fights and everything like that. And all of a sudden,
Ada Yurino cu, ada
where's the
Donkey.
Claude? Oh, the
Yeah.
Claude's pushing? Where's the Joy? Oh, the Joy's pushing as well?
Jauh-jauh
A
dia
lot
lo
of things
Filipin.
can happen. It's all about how
Banyak
you
sih
use
duitnya.
your draft.
Filipin
And I
juga
feel like
negara
BTR
tetangga.
Suns, they have a
Belum
secondary
main udah
position
troubleshooting.
in terms
Weuh.
creating a lot of chaos
3
and
menit
then
ya.
winning the game when Onyx is so focused on something else.
I like the late game chances of BTR in this particular game.
Kita
Yeah.
hambur-hambur
They have a
gitu.
way to kind of deal
Kita
with it.
selesain.
Now, there's a hidden tech actually from the Tiger, because you also have a knock-up, right?
Yes, he
Mhm.
does.
Which is great versus the
Claude.
Claude.
Oh, there she
normally.
goes
And you can
again.
tag it up. I mean, you just
At
build up like
morning
into grass
is
as well as
the
plate
same.
armor, and then you're
You are
A-okay.
come by
The
my
real
house.
question is,
I
can they
wanna
actually contain the
holler
joy
your
in the
name.
latter portions of the game?
I know
What
it's
else do they have
beautiful.
apart?
Beautiful
Wolf,
you are from where I'm
When you're a pro player, you
standing.
don't ask questions.
You got me
Yes, you
thinking
can.
about because
Just
because
yes, you can.
That's
It's
why
like,
I'm not a
can-
pro player.
It's like, okay, imagine a
You
situation when
don't
they're
know
talking about,
that
can
it's
you
true.
love? Yes!
Can't get my
You have to say yes
mouth
immediately.
say what
This is
you
the spirit you
wanna say
need
to
for the World
you.
Championship. In my previous life, I've experienced. Sometimes logic is not the answer.
Yeah, do you know that in pro teams that is actually that's actually very much applicable, because if you
What?
show some signs of like doubt, hesitation, that's not good for the team.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. Maybe I should be in a pro
Maybe
team.
you
It's
should
like
be
I
in a
know
pro
about these things.
Exactly. I wonder why.
Where
I
did
wonder-
I get that experience?
I wonder.
I don't know. I mean, you should ask him. But I do feel that if there will be like a national team for Malaysia, maybe you have a shot.
Maybe. It's almost like I have It's almost like I have 2 medals under my belt, but you know, it's
Yeah.
whatever.
We'll never know.
Boots was here? Does he look like Boots?
Where?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Ah,
Maybe.
arguably.
Maybe if he has a mustache.
Arguably.
Yeah. Oh, Boots is looking out. He's like, yeah. Compare us. Maybe if he has a mustache.
Huh. The mustache solves it for you.
What does this mean?
Wow.
Sanamaki's
Can
Angkatabi?
I hope I get a kiss.
Oh!
I hope somebody who's beside me gives me a kiss. Something like that.
And she gave it to him. Congrats!
Congrats.
Ask and you shall receive.
Okay.
The courage to ask is what you need.
The classic carry four finger hold. Do you know what that is?
Oke,
Have you
akhirnya
even tried
main.
to do it? Do you know how to do it, Lafel?
Hey, we're in the
Robby
game.
udah.
Yeah,
Okay.
your turn.
Well, let's see together, will the Indonesian team call it a day, or will the Brazilians
Firmasi tuh
have
hilangnya.
to samba all night long? Let's see. Team
Oh, Tigreal tadi.
BTR Sons up
Kalian
to
pernah
the
nonton nggak
challenge
sih
against
live
Team
Kiboy?
ONIC,
Dia
and
live atau
we have just
nggak
landed to
tahu
the
apa
land
sih
of
di
dawn.
konten
No
apa?
one
Dia
knows
bilang
what's
bahwa
gonna
ini
happen.
bakal
We might see
Tigreal
some
bakal
surprises. We might
rebutan
see
grafik sih.
some
Kayak dipakai
predictions
betulan.
being right or
Game
even proven
series.
wrong.
Hey, I have a 0% win rate on predictions. Though I predicted for ONIC, it will be quite a surprising turn here. But either way, we've seen a little bit about the interaction between Keyboy as well as Luna on Botak here, where Luna tried to slow him down, but
Kita lihat
you know,
permainan
Keyboy is
ONIC.
just like, nah,
Setelah lama nggak
nah,
kelihatan.
keluarga, I'm gonna protect my jungler.
CW
Harith is such an interesting hero. I think that in the
Kairul.
early stages,
Oh,
Kairi
Some
ini udah ganti
people
nama tuh,
will
udah jadi Kairul. Dia sering
prioritize
Ah.
the yeah.
Dia
I think they
orang
will prioritize the kill
nama
here. They
lengkapnya
are looking for
Kairulin.
Super Upa,
Wah,
but
mati
they have
Kairi.
just trapped Kairi out of time, recalling on that body.
Kairi.
Oh, we didn't even hear the Filipino cast was like, ooh,
Nah,
doing
tuh
that
tadi.
to Kairi, but I have to
Kairi
ask,
yang
that
mah-
was weird.
Siapa
CW
Keyboy?
with the Festival of
Nggak,
Blood.
Yeah.
sinkron.
Yeah, that's actually super duper surprising. I'm not gonna pretend
Tambok
like
cewek
an
tuh,
expert in
tuh.
Harith, but I will have to
Hilda
ask
ini
some of my
namanya.
friends, maybe somewhat.
Namanya
someone,
Luna
from
Om
the
Botak,
pro
cuy.
scene to understand what
Baru
they're-
sadar
what
tadi.
they like
Karena
about
dia
that,
pakai
that emblem. But
nickname-nya
it
Indonesia
makes
loh.
sense, you know,
Yeah.
because you deal big amount of
Super
damage,
Upa.
but
Exactly,
you don't have the best
Luna Om Botak.
dueling potential.
I would
you know?
say it's
Dia
the
banyak penonton dari Indo tuh.
competition making it
Kayaknya
worth it now.
streamnya
Oh,
lancar tuh dia.
Right now we can see that
Dia pakai
Keyboy is
ini.
pushing the Helda away.
Tapi
Kyrie
tetap
goes
ya
in
guys
and
ya,
just
retake
takes
dari
the
Om
turtle to his
Khairul
favor,
ini
to the
sangat
favor of his
OP.
team, and
Arlotnya
Black
juga dapat,
is out.
nice.
He blacked out.
Sama
That was such a
golnya oke,
great
Oni.
break of ONIC in a way that
Unggul.
they literally just outplayed
Lihat,
different stunts in that regard.
Meskipun
The
Kairi
timing of the stun,
mati
for example,
sekali.
and then
Levelnya mesti
obviously
lebih
with
tinggi
the
satu
Reggie
dibanding
that Kyrie
Busizo.
was able
Busizo.
to take
Siapa
out.
namanya?
Turns out like that
Junglernya
death was just
berhasil si Joy.
sacrifice coming out from
Sekarang udah sampai.
Kyrie. It's like a ritual.
Yeah, again, they have to lose one to win one. Maybe that's what they were aiming for. But either way, right now
Oh,
we're
tadi
looking
saya
at
ngantuk ya
the
nonton
situation.
Geek
Looks
ya.
like ONIC, they just
Ini
want to win the lane because, oh, Luna on
ngantuk.
Botak.
Kyrie finds Luna on
Wah,
Botak,
mati
and
si Om
oh,
Botak.
Boots didn't need to go that extra mile, even though he did. The
Om
penalty
Deddy mati
zone
cepet.
and the penalty has been
Om
paid
Deddy jadi
by
pro
the
player di
Hilda
Brasil loh.
electrifying beats just to find his way out.
Well done. Because they have found Luna, which is interestingly not yet level 4. That's what I'm wondering. Maybe they kind of messed up some of the gold earlier on,
Atas
because
gimana
the only
cewek
reason
aman.
why you will
Cewek
not
masih
get level
unggul
4
sih.
at 3 minutes
Dia nge-press
as the roamer
bisa
is
nge-press
when
lane-nya
you-
si
when you are late
Cloud
when it
sih,
comes
super
to picking
OP
up the roam boots, or if somebody has lower gold than you, which is a massive mess up
Kiboy,
coming out from a
Keyboy
mati
versus
aja
Luna
Luna Om
Hey,
Botak di
and
sini
look
di all
at that, he
menit
just
saja.
makes a clean
Sakit
kill for
cu,
ONIC team.
Honestly, I
damage-nya
just want to answer
Nolan
that
ini
vote
si
because
Kairul.
we saw how Sans was
Ada
denying
cewek lagi. Arif.
Syndra of
Yeah.
those minions. Perhaps that's one of the triggers. Maybe. Right? Perhaps the first or the second
CW.
wave, Sans was able to push out the Novaria
satu level
away
lagi
from the
tuh.
minions. Even though
Kan.
Novaria could farm
Kan.
up pretty
Ya,
safely
ya.
because you can shoot from a distance.
Diambil.
And I don't know, it could be one of those small details.
Seri dia tuh
that
nggak
prevent
ragu-ragu
Luna
retreat
Botak on-
meskipun
getting those
Tartel ada 11
Look
detik
at
lagi.
Keyboy just gonna be
10,
standing
8,
in front of the
7,
orange
6, 5.
buff. He
Nah,
might be
nanti
going for
temannya
the
nih
reset.
lama-lamain.
Carry is already level 7.
Digangguin.
If he gets level 8, this will be massive because that means that the turtle will be theirs. Buzijo, though, with the retribution on cooldown, 14 seconds for Kyrie. They might want to fight this.
Well, they might find an opening, but I think that they are just pushed away. They see Keyboy coming, they know that there is
Lihat,
trouble.
dia nggak ada
and takes
retreat loh,
down
itu
that
si Kyrie.
turtle, and now we see
Nggak ada
that
retreat,
there
guys.
is a
Wah,
final
dapat
slash
lagi
and also
Keyboy-nya.
a final ending for Team ONIC. They just have that Tiger
dia nggak ada
just
retreat
win
tadi
the
tuh.
team fight. And
Nggak
not
ada
just that,
retreat.
they take that turn.
No
How the hell did you win the
Haritnya
team
di
fight?
bawah.
A Lord, a
Masih
turtle
menang
fight
turtle.
without the retribution.
Kill 2 lagi.
I don't understand it. Onyx is
Biru
just on a
swing kan
different
blue
level.
buffnya dia nggak pakai
But
retreat.
I guess, you know, actually I know
Oh,
the
pakai
answer,
retreat.
which was
Oh, mati.
loading
Oh,
them
wah,
out.
kill. Sama bot lane.
Oh, no.
Wah, rugi banget sih ini BTR
Okay.
berhasil.
Bigatron Science have
Rugi
to
banget sih.
work together here because I understand what you're saying, Will, because just now we saw Luna on Bota actually diving straight to Kyrie, trying to have a little bit of crowd control because that's a little bit of displacements in their skills that, yeah, you could prevent or you could slow
Menit
down the
5,
retribution.
golnya langsung selisih
During
3K.
that time, Zizi was in
Hancur
a
jatuh
real
Ormal.
good position to really contest for the turtle. And
Farmingannya
down the
diambil.
bot, it looked like
Susah
CW's like, I don't care who you are, I'm taking you
Udah
down.
selisih 2 level dia sama kayak.
1,000 gold lead for the jungler. That's Kyrie having 1,000 more gold over his competition this time. And that spells a lot of problems for BTR.
We have to specify
Wah,
what
diambil
does
kah?
1,000
Wah,
difference
kira diambil
mean. It means that
sama
Kyrie has
sama
one
keyboard.
completed item and
Farmingan
Zizio
kecilnya
doesn't
aja
have
digangguin loh. San sampai
no
masuk ke
completed
situ
items
loh.
just yet.
Lihat.
That's a big
Wah,
difference.
Massive
gak
difference.
isi
in fact.
main, cuy.
And ONIC are leading by 3.7k gold.
San
The
situ
reason
potong
why
tower
we like
tadi.
the Harry
Lewat tower
versus
dia.
the BTR, it's not just about the Claude, it's mainly about the
Gak
Joy.
ada harga
where
dirinya Joy-nya.
the Joy is not necessarily going to be able to take out this Harry,
Joy-nya sama
especially
levelnya
because
sama
of the
semua
Festival
tim
of
ONIC.
Blood, right? All you have to do is to land
Dia lebih
one
tinggi aja
of
dari
your
keyboard.
dashes, and once
Sementara
proficient
Carry udah
perhaps,
level
then you're
10.
already A-OK when it comes to like surviving against this
Selisih
Harry,
3 level
against
loh.
his Joy.
Dibanding yang lain.
And also, Harith can take the
sama jungler musuh
Winter
dengan yang
Truncheon
lain
eventually.
selisih 2 sama gol.
Typically, right, the marksman
Udah
cannot
mulai
survive the
bersebelas
Joy
lagi
because
Joy
even if
Carry.
they get the Wind of Nature,
XP-nya
they
udah mau
still
penuh.
get taken out by the Joy. But the Harith is a natural carrier of
Lagi
the
Turtle ONIC.
Winter Truncheon, which means
Perfect
that the Joy
turtle
is not a problem
buat
for
ONIC
him at
guys.
all.
Iya.
I would say that it is a harsh lesson being taught to Team BTR at this moment at just a dominating
Nah gitu
game
Joy,
since minute
kamu
1,
makan-makanin
even though
juga
they had
jungle-nya.
Kyrie and they had the
Karena
first blood
kalau
upon
kamu
him,
farming
but
di tempatmu
no
aja
use,
nggak dapat
not at
apa-apa
all.
cu.
Yeah,
Digundulin sama ONIC.
Bigatron Science, they need the items. So right now, since ONIC has a gold lead, this 5,000 gold lead feels like 7,000
Dapat
gold.
Hilda
Just because
dengan
Bigatron
Novaria
Science,
bukannya
even if
makin
ONIC makes a
serang malah
mistake,
dikurung.
the only one that
Dikurung di
can
map sendiri.
realistically kill is Kyrie,
Kalah sih
and
ini
that's if he
makronya Joy.
dives too deep, like inside a turret or something. Then they have enough damage to actually do something about it.
Great push from ONIC. 4.4
Seru sih Homeboys ketemu
5.4k in fact.
ONIC
Look
sama
at the gold
tim
difference between
tim
the
Filipin.
between each matchup.
Tadi ya tim
1.6k
Filipin juga
now
makronya
for Kyrie
kuat
versus
banget sih.
Buzizio.
Right now, the only thing is I see like
Si Yape Brand.
CW doesn't care about his positioning, not that in a bad way, but meaning like if someone ganks him, can they really
Kalau
do
mikro
anything
pemain
about it?
sekarang
Can they
udah
kill
rata-rata
CW? Because right now
skillnya
he's a
best hand
gold
semua.
laner with the ability
Bocil-bocil
of an
mekanik.
EXP laner.
It's right.
Mati dong
Oh,
botak
Kyrie goes
Oh,
in and
nggak
he
pakai
might
sprint,
find that
mati
Hilda,
deh.
but he manages to escape.
Dia
Bruz is
Nolan
now
ini
trying
sakit
to do
banget.
a lot of damage, but
Warlocknya
he
mati.
gets a taste of his
Wah,
own medicine.
hampir
Black
beribu
goes
nama Sans
away,
tuh.
even though I thought it was a definite kill.
But then ONIC is able to push top, so that's still a positive thing that it's going in their favor. Positive gains coming out from
Midnya
ONIC, and they
dapat.
push the mid lane as well.
Right now, it does seem
Udah
like
selisih 5.
ONIC is just taking the opportunities like, yeah, because Bigatron Science, you're not going to do anything, so we're just going to
Selisih
act like
3
you're
item.
not around. So if they want to push, they just push. Bigatron Science, they
Akhirnya udah
need to
level
figure out
12
a way to engage.
selisih
or
5
to
level lah
just
sama
take,
Om
but
Bot.
Kyrie goes in, and Luna on Bota, you're a tank, and you're taking that much damage.
That's the cost of leaving Kyrie farm. He just saw that I would say that this is a message saying that there is no use of the ultimate at this moment. Just let's use it here.
Yep.
I
He
mean,
says,
that's a
Zorn,
statement.
Yeah,
he says, Zorn, okay, you go for Recore TPs. I use my ultimate.
yeah. Let's up level the game.
Yeah, it's like a,
Now that's a flex.
now that's a flex.
Now that's a flex. Recalling, you're not really losing anything.
Yep.
Yeah.
Using your ult and
Reload.
showing your opponents like, hey,
Yep.
I don't have an ult.
Bisa gini aja
If there's
split.
any time for you to go in, guess what?
Percuma
There's
mau
the time.
kontes juga.
He was
Mati
one
konyol
flicker
aja
away
nanti.
from like having the
Dan
ultimate
dapat
level
gol,
up
mati banyak kalau
in
dia.
this competition.
Udah paling betul udah dia split begitu berame-rame.
Let's see what will
Bertiga
happen.
berempat ya?
Obviously, the dominant size is such a good pickup for a Tigreal because you open the map anyways, so you are in front. And with the Starlim side and the Feather of Heaven with the Holy
Yeah.
Crystal, oh my God, Chewek
Udah
can one
selisih
shot or
3K.
two shot people now.
Not gonna lie, just the Stardom
Mid
side, I feel
9.
like it's enough.
Yeah.
Anything more than that at this point kind of feels like
Selisih 8K.
overkill. And let's look at this. Keyboy has his implosion again. So with the minions coming in and him having the
Kayaknya
flicker,
dapat satu
he
tower.
could have a big impact
tower
here.
nih.
Like if Bigatron Sans is grouping up
Turretnya
together
dapat satu.
as like a natural
Kayaknya.
way you want to defend, Keyboy might
Trigger
punish
skill
that.
2 ulti nih kayaknya sih, Bos.
I think that everyone's
Mudah-mudahan
now settled
X-nya
down
ya,
to
biar
see
tadi
if
cancel
ONIC
sama
will
Arrows.
make it one of the shortest games so far in
Wah,
the
Farid
M5.
dapat blue box.
BTR are in a really
bisa
bad
ada
position.
standing
They are
itu nih.
in no position
Buktinya.
actually to
Ting,
make a
ting, ting.
successful defense. Let's see together what's gonna happen. Will it be
Wah,
the
Lauren
finish for
maju.
Team ONIC or maybe just taking
Sans
the
juga ada
inhibitor
ulti
turrets,
Arrows
taking
sih.
it down layer by a layer? ONIC is just taking the top lane inhibitor
Kan
turret,
dapat
mid
boost
lane
turret
inhibitor
nih.
turret. I think
Ternyata dapat
that
2
the
guys. Kira
upcoming
mau dapat
turn is
1.
the bot lane inhibitor turret. ONIC
Wow.
by far are not even trying to get inside that base yet. They are inside the base. Look at ONIC. They will see now that Joy is trying to prevent the minions from coming in. It's just one inhibitor turret away from falling apart.
Well,
That's
Keyboy
right.
is just
Ooh,
one flicker away from doing
Sans.
something amazing.
Super Opa is trying to deal so
Kamu
much
balik
damage,
mati
but look
kamu.
at the back line. Look at here.
my
Look
God.
at Keyboy. Look at Team
Makanya
ONIC.
kan.
They are punishing Team BTR to the limit. No one can do anything at this moment. CW with that triple king looking for that maniac that can be offered, but Boots say
Aduh.
no. Boots just says no.
Iya,
ONIC
iya.
team with the dominant game. Team BTR are looking for a miracle,
Nice.
but their voices cannot grow through the sky,
Good,
where
good,
the
good,
Sky Kings themselves
good
are
game.
sitting there.
Let me just say,
Pandai guys,
congratulations to ONIC for winning the first match of this best of
ONIC too
3.
strong.
And it went quicker than I thought. Like, what was that? Sub 11 minutes?
Yep.
ONIC just did whatever they wanted. There's nothing that Bigatron Sans can really do against them.
Wow. Wow.
I would say there's layers that ONIC won. One of them was the draft.
The draft, yeah. Especially because of the trap that they set up. There was a time where we said that the Hilda will be deadly, right? I remember, like, even just the second set of bans, we already brought up that hero.
I remember.
Yep. And I said that it will be great for both of them.
Yeah.
Because they're playing, I mean, Joy is there, then Nolan is on the other side, so it kind of makes sense. And then Hilda was in the hands of BTR all of a sudden. And then it kind of felt like, at the end, okay, it was Coach Yeb and the gang just setting up a trap. They know that it will be picked up, Hilda will be picked up eventually. They have the answer. That is the Tigreal.
Well, I think that at some point, playing against ONIC themselves was one of these, let's say it had its own effect on the game itself, because BTR were so passive in the early game. I wouldn't say like their draft can make them go aggressive. You can like tell us about it more, but they felt like, oh, we're up against ONIC, it's hard.
Before you talk, let me just say, it looks like ONIC, they're not hiding anything. Like, this Tigger pick and everything, it looks like they've already planned it.
Yeah.
Even against Bigatron Sans, it's like, yeah, it's a good hero. We're going to pick it up.
When you have 5 Super Saiyans, you can actually play anything. So I think that's. But kidding aside, why I agree with you is because there was a weird interaction where why was the Hilda not level 4 when the Tigreal is already level 4? It was like way past the 2-minute mark. So it's like what, almost 3 minutes.
Keyboy MP.
And for some reason, the Hilda didn't have his ultimate, and it was Keyboy already like what, halfway through the level 5. Our MVP eventually was Keyboy 2, 0, and 4. And I think that they played the mind game so well. The fact that BTR, there were bad decisions in many parts of this game, especially also with the draft that they prepared. So that meant that Keyboy can even like spend his ultimate without even being scared about his opponents. Let's look at the highlights brought to us by Grab Unlimited. So this was Kyrie getting the kill again, and it will happen many times in this game. Look at Keyboy just zoning out on Botak. They just take him out so easily because of the draft, and for some reason they don't have the retribution, but they lost the turtle fight. This is specifically the part that I want to say where I felt that yes, just going up against ONIC alone already kind of neutralized what BTR wanted to do in this game, nullified what they wanted to do in this game.
Sans shouldn't have survived here.
Yeah, so
Let me just say that.
I agree.
Oh,
Look at that beautiful implosion, and the BMI unfortunately wasn't enough.
Yeah,
So
it's a missed timing, but
Jadi,
again, this also shows the composure that ONIC has. Is like, oh yeah, Sans is getting attacked, but does it really matter?
Kita tunggu game
Not so
kedua ya
much.
guys ya.
yeah.
But
Tunggu
I
game
think
kedua.
at this moment, one
Kita
of those things
baca
he said
komik
before
dulu.
the game even starts is that Kyrie, if he wants to compete against others, he have to compete with his own team first.
Yeah,
So I think at
exactly.
this moment, the MVP just loves Keyboy.
We were talking about the Festival of Blood
Yep.
pick up earlier by CW, and we saw how good it was, especially the duel that they did.
No, no, no,
the
no, no.
base.
I would say we didn't really see it because by the
Okay.
time we see the fight, it's already over.
Uh-huh.
That's
Right? We
true.
don't really see it in action.
That's true. But in the last duel between CW as well as Super Upa, you saw that CW was very low when it comes to 1 HP. Then when he lands the normal attack after the dash, there was a lot of HP that he was able to
Yeah.
get back. And he didn't have the concentrated energy actually in that fight. I mean, he got that after the fact. So that's how you feel like, okay, okay, maybe the Festival of Blood works for the Harriet.
No, honestly, look at the amount of lifesteal because hybrid lifesteal by the Scythe, lifesteal by the Feather of Heaven,
Yep.
and then spell vamp from the
Festival of
concentrated
Blood.
energy. So he has 3 items that gives him 3 different ways to heal,
Yep.
and the emblem set.
Exactly.
Well, at some point I was a bit worried about the Onyx late game, but they seem to be like they intended to finish earlier, like as early as possible.
That's true, especially because the Harith as well as the Nolan that they have and the
Mhm.
Tigreal. I would say that BTR also kind of plan to do that as well. Going for the Hilda always tells me that, okay, you want to secure the early game, but they went in for Joy and Claude. I myself find it greedy, right? If we go for Joy, typically your marksman should not be a scaling hero because
I agree.
you don't want to have 2 scaling heroes in the game,
Uh-huh.
especially if you already have the jungle from the Joy.
I'd
The
agree they have
Claude
3.
is going to be difficult. Yeah, that's actually very true. So only the Hilda wanted to win the early game. And because they didn't have any other hero to supplement that early game, that meant that Hilda will always be taken out. And true enough, Luna just got destroyed by the entirety of ONIC because he doesn't have anyone to help him punish the aggression. Imagine if they had something along the lines of a Fredrin perhaps, or maybe a Baksha, which was banned out unfortunately. They will have someone to go with the Hilda so that when they do initiate against ONIC, at
Yeah.
least they will get something out of it.
Something has to be said as well. There's 2 ways for you to play the mid. Either you're going to roam and help out the side lanes, or you're going to force your opponents to stay in the mid lane.
Yep.
And having the Hilda that's going to be roaming around, not really helping out Syndra, and Sans, it was pretty obvious that he won the lane, and he won the lane hard. He made sure that this Novaria was a non-factor.
Yep.
Novaria was picked 3rd, but in the game, I couldn't blame you if you forgot that was a Novaria because Sans is man-to-manning on this
Yeah.
Novaria as well. It's like, you're
Yep.
not going to help out your team. Super Upa is not going to be having any help. Black
Yep.
is not going to be having any help. So on it, they just have man-to-man defense
Yep.
that everyone just say, okay, individually, you have to handle your opponents.
Yep.
But we saw plenty of times that whenever Keyboy catches someone, everyone is there to follow up.
And actually, whenever I saw Harriet, I knew the price BTR had to pay during the game because he was free farming, and that's what you get.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why the drafting coming out from ONIC was just, it's just perfect. Chef's kiss, as they would say. Because you activate all of your lanes. If you're going for assassins, and this will be a recurring theme all throughout M5, and I hope that you guys are taking notes. One thing that you always have to remember is if you pick up Joy or Nolan, particularly the Joy, you will not have enough time to farm. If you get invaded, it's very hard, very difficult to just get back to the game. But let me take you back to game 1 of Homeboys versus GeekFam. The moment you get into that late game, already you can see how strong the Joy was. The Joy died 4 times in the early and mid stage of the game, but didn't die in the late game. And this is the idea from BTR. However, they chose 3 scaling
Yeah.
heroes.
They want to ramp up, but they didn't have a ramp.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Their ramp was this Hilda, but as we saw evidently, I feel like even they didn't thought like, there's no way
Yeah.
they're going to pick up a Tigreal here. And the Tigreal really did punish what Luna on Boatag is doing.
Yeah.
So I would say this game is a good way for you to learn how to draft. And this is the advantage that Coach Yep has when coaching this ONIC team. Everyone can play anything.
Yeah.
I feel like if he asks Kyrie to use a tank, he's like, sure. If you really think that's the best draft, sure, I'm going to use it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I admire that because sometimes you have to just trust your coach, and sometimes you have to believe in his calls. And seeing CW, I know that Harith is playable at the gold lane. We all know that, but at some point I think that CW might have had this argument of like, oh, I can play this marksman, but
Yeah.
again, you have to align and do
Yeah.
the perfect synergy thing.
Yeah, but then again, if you're gonna be looking at this
Mr.
particular game, it's
Bushido.
just a lot of mechanical skills that actually ONIC was able to show
Main
us,
game.
which is weird because
Tapi nggak Mobile
Carry,
Legends.
the only death that
Mau
ONIC
main.
actually gave to BTR was literally the death up top where Kyrie questionably
They
went.
just have to die once.
Yeah,
I think he
that
got
might be a
mad.
ritual.
Ini
At
cuma
one point,
saya
I
yang
think that
ngerasa
Kyrie
atau
got
memang
mad
menurut
from that
kalian?
kill. Yeah, he
Streamnya
died in a really bad
M-Series
way.
ini
He was
burik.
just zoned out,
Menurutku
waiting
burik
to
sih.
hang dry underneath the turret.
Which is weird because they went into the gold lane.
Saya nggak
right?
nonton
I think
video
the metagame
720.
tells us that you might want to go to the XP lane instead of the gold lane because it's always protected. And boy, it was actually protected in that game.
And with that being said, we have a lot to talk about, but we gotta go and look for Remar because he has an interview. So Remar, please give us a little bit of insight. What you got? Who are you interviewing?
Makasih casters, it's Reptar here with friends from Indonesia. So Filipino fans, let's welcome our Indonesian friends.
Ada Marco
That's a
Chop
warm
juga.
welcome and of course we have our translator here, Rana, who will be helping us.
Marco
So
Chop sih ya,
could you
yang
please
pakai
introduce
halus tuh.
yourself, starting with you first.
Saya nggak munculin sih.
Hello, I'm Luan Luan
Komentator ini.
from Indonesia.
Alright, so Luan.
Luan Luan.
Yeah, because when we were
Ni
talking
Luan.
beforehand, I thought her name was Wan. So it's a Luan.
Yes,
And
Luan
you
Luan.
are?
My name is Marco Chop from Indonesia.
And Marco. Okay, so both of you are from Indonesia. So I feel like we just have to ask first, why are you guys here? Why did you fly all the way to the Philippines?
Of
I
course, we fly here to support Indonesia team. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm support for Geek Farm and Indo. ONIC Indo.
Into Pride.
Yeah, Indo Pride.
It kind of hurt to say that, but I'm a host, so I have to be neutral here. All right. So you are wearing jerseys that look quite familiar, but maybe not to a lot. So could you show off your jerseys to the people watching at home? All right. Oh, okay. So you can really see the Indonesian pride in their jerseys. Can you explain the jerseys? Where did you get it from? Did you have it custom made? What's the story behind the jersey?
From Muntun, Indonesia.
So Muntan Indonesia
Yeah.
gave
Yeah,
those jerseys.
from Indonesia.
Okay.
Yep.
So did they give it to you because they knew you were coming here, or what's the story behind it? Like, how did you get the jerseys?
Kenapa dapat jersey-nya? Kayak dari mana? Apakah karena lu mau ke sini jadi dikasih kayak gitu?
Dari Indonesia. Dari Indonesia kita bawa ini untuk dukung tim ONIC, tim Geek Farm.
So it's actually made for like all Indonesian that want to come to Philippines to support ONIC and Geek Fam only.
Ah, all right. Okay, so now that we know that you're supporting Geek Fam and ONIC, what are your message to our teams? Because earlier we saw Geek
Ayo,
Fam,
mulai,
of
drop
course,
it. Ayo,
not the
ayo,
best start
jangan
to
lama-lama.
M5, but they still have more matches. ONIC, just one game number one. What are your messages for ONIC and Geek Fam? Starting with you first.
Oke. Buat ONIC dan Geek Fam, bawa pulang piala M5 ya. Jangan bikin malu keluarga.
Okay, so for ONIC and Geek Fam, please come back with a winning trophy and making your family proud.
Untuk Geek Farm dan ONIC, buat kalian tetap semangat, good luck. Jangan lupa bawa piala ke Indonesia. Semangat!
Okay,
Semangat.
for ONIC and Geek Fam, keep your spirit up and hope for the best and winning the M5 World Championship.
It's really great that we have our friends from Indonesia here in the Philippines. Real quick, where can they follow you? Like your channels, and what are your messages to all our fans of Mobile Legends Bang Bang around the world?
My YouTube channel?
Yeah.
Oh, my YouTube channel name is Luan Luan also.
Yeah,
Message?
yeah.
Apa ya? Selalu support. Apa? Selalu dukung tim yang kalian mau dan selalu stay positif, jangan toxic.
Okay, for her message is actually the YouTube channel is Luan Luan, and her message for everyone is actually like keep your spirit up and don't forget to follow any team that you likes and support them.
That's a great
Yeah.
message. What about from you?
My channel YouTube is Marco Chop. Dan buat para supporter tetap support tim Indonesia agar bisa bawa kembali piala M5. Oke.
Okay, so his channel is Marco Chop, and for all Indonesian fans, don't forget to watch M5 and support for GeekFam and ONIC. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much to both of you,
Thank you.
for joining me here. Okay, can we do this at the same time? On the count of 3, let's say casters, let's go. You ready?
Let's go.
All right, so 1, 2, 3. Casters, let's go!
Hey, thank you very much, guys. And let me just say, big shout outs to the translator because I know that's not what she said. Basically the same message, but this is a good time that I'm able to understand all languages. Let me just say that.
What do you mean? I think that accurate. The
Oh, it
translation
was-
was accurate.
Oh, yeah. It was
Yeah.
80% accurate.
80%
Oke,
accurate. Yeah.
kita masuk
As a
fase
translator
grafik ya guys ya.
myself,
Langsung
good
saja
job.
kita putar
That
kembali
was a good
videonya.
job.
Sorry, saya terlalu
Okay,
fokus
this
baca
is,
komik.
M5 is the day where the translator Lafel is actually
Dun.
making comments about translators.
No, I'm just saying she's doing a good job. I'm not even
Okay.
being sarcastic. It was a good job. If that were me, I would have taken the same approach.
Yeah,
Would you?
I know.
It might
Yeah,
be
probably.
a bit longer, but
I know.
same-ish.
I know.
Same, different, but still same. Now
Alright.
we're talking about same, but different, but still same.
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
We gotta talk about Bigatron Sun's draft.
Okay.
So will
There-
it be same?
Their previous draft
Mm-hmm.
was greedy in
Okay.
the late game.
That's right.
Where
Uh-huh.
should they drop the greed a bit?
And also, they didn't have any hero to support the amount of, as you said, scaling heroes to the late game. It was a huge burden upon the Hilda.
I call this this theory is called the bridge theory. When we're
Alright.
talking about the ramp, you want to ramp up, right? But you have to have a bridge. Whereas typically that will be somewhere along the lines of a Farsa Eve, Nuke Mages, right? Or Lilia, for example, that can prolong you the game. And
Datang
additionally to
lagi
that, you
minggu
have to
depan
have a
episodenya, guys, ya.
hero that can take care of the long lane or the dead lane
Belum
or
siang,
you know
gua nggak ada update, tapi baru satu episode, cuk.
the whatever lane that is called, but it's the
Setelah
opposite.
second
order.
half.
Basically speaking, you have to have a bridge, and those two ingredients you have to have. Unfortunately, with having Joy, Novaria, and the Claude, you don't have a bridge.
Shout out, Sir Carlo. Shout outs to you. And to the guy who said he used Inspire on a Granger. Excuse me, sir. What is wrong with you? Please don't do that.
Yep.
Yeah, it's not healthy. I would say it's not healthy whatsoever. So actually, we are now heading towards the second game, which might conceal or like it might conclude our day for
Oh,
today
that's so
if it's
cute.
the match point. Because
Yeah.
so far we had 3 sweeps. I don't have to curse it, but Team
Ada
Onyx
lagi
seems to
komik
be
update.
playing a one-sided game so far. BTR Suns, if they want to be up to that challenge, they need to do a lot of things differently.
Hey, Wolf, if anything, ONIC right now is they're increasing the count of unique heroes picked.
Uh-huh.
They can
True.
add more.
You can have more. Let's go Layla.
Okay, maybe not that far.
Maybe not
Okay,
that
alright, alright.
Maybe not that far.
Between Mia, Layla, and who else? Actually, they're just between Layla and Mia. Layla and Mia.
Maybe Nana works. I would add that.
No, that's a no.
Actually, you know what? Nana mid lane might not be a back pick for
That is
Sans,
actually
right?
I think Nana mid lane has a higher chance than actually no.
Let me just ask. Let me
Okay.
transition this to a real question. Is it that Nolan is always up in the air? just
Belum mulai
like
lagi
pick it up?
ala.
Of course. But
Kenapa
I'm
tuh?
seeing an
Kan belum
absence
mulai.
of Lancelot.
Ini 1080 loh guys, tapi burik amat
Because
videonya.
usually we see a lot of Lancelots, right?
That's
Yeah.
right.
Now it's all Joy and Nolan.
Yeah, because I think the only S tier assassin, the only S tier
Memang
assassin
lebih seru main
junglers
sendiri ya, pada
will
nonton.
be Joy and Nolan.
Kalau nonton
And
itu
Lancelot,
bosan.
unfortunately, will not be in that regard. And if ever, there has to be a lot of conditions for the
Facecam kayaknya
Lancelot
besarin
to
dikit ya.
work.
Biar
It's
saya
just
kelihatan kakoy
to
dikit
answer your
gitu guys.
question very briefly. Joy and Nolan is just easier.
Yeah,
Ah.
yeah. Okay. Well, you know what? I like that you point out that Joy is
Ah,
easier
ini
because of the previous
barcode-nya
patch
hilangin
update
aja.
is like
Luna
slightly
donate
less
nih.
power, but easier to use,
Easier
less
to
mistakes.
Yep.
Well, speaking of Lancelot, actually, M5 is missing one of its best players ever using that Lancelot, which is Carl
Teasy.
course, from Team Echo. But and actually, this is one of the things that
Oke,
made M5
grafik
spice
yang
up
sesungguhnya
even before
sudah
it
dimulai,
starts.
guys.
The previous champion is not
Which-
here to defend his title in the Philippines.
Well,
Yeah.
here's the thing. I love seeing new faces,
Uh-huh.
and I'm very interested to see if Philippines can break the curse because so far no host country has won.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, that's a fact.
M1 was
right.
Malaysia. Malaysia did one. M2, M3, Singapore was the
Singapore.
host. They didn't win. M4,
Coach
Indonesia was the
Darkness
host.
versus
And
And
they
the
did
final was
Russian.
completely
Wow.
No, the-
Filipino.
Yeah,
Nama,
yeah,
nama coachnya
Indonesia.
keren.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
But meaning to say,
Darkness.
no host country has won, and now Philippines is
Nama
the host.
coachnya keren deh.
That's right.
Yeah, I have memories. I have history in
Yeah.
my head.
Does that mean that homeboys will win though?
Huh.
Don't anyone can say that but you.
Yeah.
All right, just talk about ONIC. Just talk about
No,
the
because ONIC has Filipino, so
Udah mau 200
they
jam.
might
I
have
see
the
what you're
curse.
saying.
93 jam.
I see what you're saying.
Right?
Nice,
You're
nice.
clever. You're a
Kemajuan yang
clever
mantap.
man.
All right. Did I
Mantap
underscore
tujuan.
our friendship?
Our friendship has
Saya harus main
restored.
Okay.
strong buku sama
It's-
adekku
okay,
seneng lihat
it's
seleb.
intact. By this
Stronghold.
moment, I think that your friendship, guys, is intact. I
Game
can see, like, I can
Stronghold.
sense the love in the
Di
air.
Stronghold itu nama aku
So,
tuh calon bupati
both
Koltim.
teams right now, they started the draft already. Respect bans from both sides, but I don't know. I think actually at this moment, I'm focusing a lot on Carry. Actually, I'm putting a lot of expectations on Carry here. I think that it is not enough to have him even target ban 3 with 3 heroes. So I
Yeah.
think that's why Coach Darkness is not focusing on Kyrie.
Yeah, that's right. Which means that Nolan and Joy will still be will still be the point of contention. I think that so far the last 2 series that we've seen, Nolan versus Joy, Nolan won it 3-0 so far, right?
Yes.
Yes.
No, it was
No,
one.
because homeboys, yeah, it
Yeah,
was-
exactly. So it's 1-2.
2-1?
2-1, right?
I don't know how to count, so I don't care about it. ONIC right now, they've banned the Bruno,
A
the,
Joy ban.
the Joy, as well as the Faramis. So now Nolan is
Paramis,
open
Joe.
up. Perhaps they're giving
1-1
BTR
Fanny,
easier
Fanny
time.
Kyrie.
Say, hey, ban out
1-1
the
CW.
Yep.
1-1 lagi OP sih, Iban.
Well, stealing a word from MPLMY,
Kayaknya
actually, I would
cocoknya
say
ini
that the
dia
hospital
ambil,
meta haven't found a lot of,
Oh, ngeban ya.
let's say, a lot of people using it so
Yep.
far. Even though we have seen the Matilda being used
sembarangan
alongside
sih.
with the Angela, I believe that was also the lost.
Saya nggak tahu hero-hero BTR BRZ
So
juga.
far, we are seeing a lot of new things have being brought to us
Yeah.
on the M5 so far.
My guess is ONIC wants to go for
This
Arlen.
is Keyboy.
I think that's the
This
best
is
choice. Or
Keyboy.
Guinevere. Guinevere or Arlen might be the.
I mean, at this point, because
I
the
first
Nolan
buy
has
Fleeting
not won.
Time
I
on
first
Selena.
buy Fleeting Time on Selena.
That's like
Ngapain
inspired
Selena
by-
pakai
Okay, let me
Fleeting
let me
Time?
just say,
Aduh,
if my mic is on
Kakak
for the
satu
audience,
ini ya,
I
guys, ya.
would express my
ada-ada aja.
Why would you-
Ngapain
honestly,
beli
no,
Fleeting
honestly,
Time
that's
buat
the thing
Selena?
in MPL Malaysia. It's just that they always say stuff
Uh-huh.
to challenge.
Nanti
the
dimarahin
captions.
Profesor KB
You know,
kamu.
it's a fun thing
Yep.
between
First
us.
item
So
Fleeting Time.
I like the
Kakak,
interaction. And
Uh-huh.
Guinevere
Kamu mau
has
ulti
been
mulu
picked
pakai
up as
Selena.
the first pick here.
Mhm.
I mean, like I said, S tier hero opened up. Why not?
And also banning
Unik
the
memang
Nolans
kakak yang
is so
seperti itu, guys.
justified by team BTR Sons because we have seen what Kyrie can do. We actually haven't seen Kyrie glow up yet on the battlefield, but he did really good with the Nolan.
Nolan, of course.
Tahu tidak, saya tuh
now
bongkar
you're
Rubik
thinking,
menurut
like,
saya
do
tuh
you
lebih
pick up
lama
Matilda
dibanding
if
saya
you are
jadiinnya.
part of,
Menurutku ya.
Yeah, if you.
Nggak tahu yang
then
lain.
you pick up
Oh.
Angela, obviously.
Terus hamburin-hamburin itu nggak segampang yang orang
I
kira,
might
guys.
have
Angela
cursed
Arlen, perhaps.
the hospital meta thing.
Kayak ketemu-ketemu aja
Angela
lagi
Ar-
gitu.
Oh, Martis!
This is
Meskipun
risky,
putarnya acak
Yeah,
random gitu,
very
tapi
risky.
kayak
They're
Like-
playing with fire.
jadi
Now I
aja,
think the
jadi aja.
Lancel will be picked up.
right?
Huh.
Ask and you shall
Ask
receive.
and you shall receive.
Now the draft is back up,
Yep.
and the reason
Ih,
why we're
jadi
gonna talk
lagi.
about this is because Martis
Kemana,
is
kemana,
a very
kemana
high
ini
risk
jadi
reward.
lagi,
Exactly.
jadi lagi.
So you go Matilda, that means that your Guinevere might just be a jungle.
Masih ada yang jadi. Wah,
unfortunately,
masih ada,
I
guys.
spoke too soon. Lancel might not be the choice.
Wah,
But that also means that you can pick up
Banyak
something
yang
like
jadi.
Claude now for ONIC.
Well,
they did.
And
well,
they did.
seeing that they already took the rumor, I would say that Matilda safely is the rumor of Team ONIC.
Yeah.
Cloud.
We always
Cloud
see
di pick
that
up di mana? Di
whenever
pick-
you see a
Cloud
support
sama
hero, you
Angela.
always kind of expect to have a utility
Wah,
jungler or like
pick-picknya ONIC
someone with
gila
high
banget
HP,
sih.
and these kind of possibilities. So I don't think that
Angela
ONIC
retail
would
dah.
change that Guinevere to any other lane.
Yeah.
Is a Turisla pick good here
Yep.
for BTR?
That's right.
Right.
So,
So that's why they don't take it.
Is that
Yeah.
the Aerithel?
They-
Kan,
he also
retail.
cursed draft.
Udah nggak tahu lagi mau pick apa kalau gini. guys.
okay, here's
Udah
also
paling enak
another thing
Angela
that happens in
retail,
MPL
Angela
Malaysia.
Link,
Mm-hmm.
Angela Lancelot.
When I compliment a player, they immediately die.
Wow.
I have a lot of clips. It like say, oh my God, 5-0 and 11. Can
Bittersweet.
anyone take him down? Immediately dies.
Bitter
Before he
Yes.
finishes,
Sweet.
it's like 5-1-11.
Exactly. So here's the thing.
I have
I gotta
been
ask Mo,
waiting
because
for
isn't
so
this a
long.
meta, like say, I don't know, 2-3 patches ago,
Yes.
where the Iritel
Udah mau
and
jadi
the
lagi nih, guys.
Angela combo?
Yeah, this was when we were in Jakarta.
Yeah.
Ah.
That's when I learned
Aku
a lot
bilang,
of like.
Jadinya
Indonesian
itu
It was
words.
like
kalau main
one of
root
the
itu
first
lebih
times you've been
gampang
there,
daripada hamburnya.
Yeah, one of the few times.
One of the
yeah.
few times.
Ini baru-baru aja gua
It's like
hambur
rarely
langsung ke
goes
susun
there,
udah
you know.
ya, setengah jalan
I don't know,
aja.
Why would I be there?
I've seen you in a lot of flights. I have no idea where you go. But going back into the draft, Valentina banned out as well as Arlic here.
Yeah.
We gotta see if the Terizla gets attention
Yep.
from ONIC, or they're just like, yeah, you can have it. We're pretty fine
Well,
with it.
as much as I really want to participate in these discussions, but it seems to be relying on a really long history between you two guys. And I'd actually say whenever I saw an Angela, I always expected to see an Irithel or a Claude, but since the Claude is already on the side of Team ONIC, I kind of expected to see an Irithel, but so far, I think we still need to see tricky heroes. So far, I don't think there is a surprise from both teams, right?
Yeah.
I just asked for one thing.
What's it?
A mid laner that can hold its own against Sans, because
Uh-huh.
Iritel needs a little bit of time, right?
Yeah.
At least 2 items. 2 items, yeah, you can fight, but you gotta get to that point first. So whatever mid lane BTR is gonna get, make sure it doesn't get cornered by Sans again, because I kind of feel like the jungle needs a little bit of help, and the side lanes will need a little bit of help.
So what else would you pick up? There's
Yeah, safe.
there's
If
some,
you want safe.
Yeah, if you want to say. There's a merit to taking the Uranus actually. Minotaur
I don't
ban.
hate it. I don't hate it.
Yeah. So make sure that's a way to
But
counter.
since you
of
say
course,
that,
the Claude.
now they're not gonna take it.
Yeah.
I'm
pretty
trying
much.
to curse your curse.
Yeah.
Curse my curse. I wonder if
Someone-
BTR are interested in taking the Florid actually, going for the double hospital setup.
Oh.
If that's the case, might as well just take an Estes.
That's right.
But it's kind
Yep.
of hard. It's kind of
Udah
hard to
jadi lagi,
apply this
udah-
draft here.
udah
Again,
mau
I think
selesai
that
nih
they
lagi.
need someone to absorb damage.
Terizla and Uranus, I think, are the prime
Mhm.
choices that I see for BTR. Terizla has a knock-up, which is perfect versus the Claude, and it's a way to kind of tank the initiation grammar from the Guinevere. Uranus kind of does the same in a... But they
Oh,
pick up
Lapu.
Lapu. Woo. Man.
My personal problem with this, Terizla and the such, they can protect the backline.
Yep.
Lapu kind of want to die forward.
I'm happy that Khalid is going to be
Go
picked up.
for it.
All
Look,
right.
actually, we have something in Egypt. Whenever we don't know
salah
someone's
putar
name or
guys.
something, we say Yasta. Yasta means my
Yasta?
friend. Yeah, so if I say like, hey Yasta, you have to know that either I forgot your name or I'm greeting you. So if you forgot Khalid, go for
Yeah.
the Yasta.
Yasta.
Yeah, the bro himself.
I would not be surprised, actually, if they go for Florin here, if you're BTR. But the safest choice probably will be perhaps a Grok, so that you can like scout out the...
Let me just say one thing, Wolf.
Go
Look
ahead.
at ONIC, everyone dies
Ah,
forward.
salah putar
This
ya,
Lapu
guys.
Lapu won't have
Ah.
that big of a target. The moment he jumps forward, everyone from
Oh,
ONIC can be
salah.
like, whoop, we're out of here. We're
Tak
going
bisa
straight for the
bikin
Iritel.
lagi.
That's why I felt like Uranus or Terizla might
Yeah.
be the better choice.
Because they can
if
go back.
Can go back and actually peel for his teammates.
Hmm.
And yeah,
Selesai.
okay, so that is... What is that?
Order.
I couldn't hear it. I couldn't
Akai.
hear it.
Akai, of course, of course.
Hey,
But
one of Luna's favorite hero.
That's right.
But I think that this is the point of having Matilda, though. I think the Matilda here is mainly to disengage,
Yeah.
not to just engage.
Yeah.
If anyone makes the mistake, Matilda's be like, I got you,
I got
Keluarga.
you.
Yeah.
Keluarga means family.
Yeah. As we heard from the interview
Yes.
Luis
Jangan
earlier.
malukan keluarga. Exactly.
Yeah.
That's
What?
Jangan means
Guys,
don't.
I can't understand.
Jangan means don't.
that's what Luan
Oh,
said. Yeah, that's her name, right? Luan.
Loan.
Yeah.
Yes.
So now, okay, let's dissect this. It looks like
Yang
this
mau
is
selesai.
going to be in Akai Rome, which again, this is Luna's favorite hero.
The thing is, they're gonna be facing up against the Matilda. So if you have tough boots, there's an easy way for you to disengage with the Matilda.
5 seconds.
But then again, it's their comfort pick. And I think if anything, at this point, going up against ONIC, you want to rely on your favorite heroes. This is not the first time that Luna will be playing this. In fact, this is his signature hero and his favorite as well.
Well, just before the sun rises and things get calm, that's the time when the dawn breaks through. And here, on the very one and only land of dawn, warriors from all around the globe battle this out. Team ONIC are now at match point, and Team BTR need to up
Saya mau
their
berlatih sampai bisa
Let me just say,
selesai
even
di
though I
bawah
have
1 menit.
analyst roots, right now Syndra going up against Keyboy. Looks like Keyboy is gonna survive. I'm just gonna say,
Boy.
Will he? Will he though? Will he though?
Oh my
He
God.
needs to use his flicker
Go.
away.
Ouch. I was like, did I jinx it? Anyways, I'm just gonna let you guys know. If I'm gonna criticize the draft, I'm not gonna criticize the Akai because this is Luna's favorite hero because of his daughter.
That's
so
right.
a lot of sentiment
Kameranya
there
lupa.
because the daughter loves
Kebiasaan,
Panda. So
guys.
it's like, yeah, I'm not gonna touch Luna on the Akai.
Yeah, I do. I think in general the hero is pretty good in this game because it can really tank up and soak up all of the damage. It also checks
Kebiasaan buruk itu,
takes
guys.
that
Kebiasaan buruk,
checkbox
kebiasaan
of
buruk.
them needing
Appeal.
and a way to vision. But Boots already taken away one cannon minion away from Black.
Tapi memang belakangan ini saya
And
lupa
that's a lot
banget.
of levels that
Kadang
you will
kayak
not have
baru mau kulakuin tuh,
in this game.
tiba-tiba udah lupa aja.
Oh,
Padahal
Lane
kayak
management
baru
at this
aja.
point is this
Itu pun
is
langkahnya
the-
udah
the
kuambil.
advantage
Hal
of
yang harus kulakuin
experience
itu.
is coming in
Tapi
from
pas
ONIC.
tiba-tiba kayak
They're
sampai di
making sure
tempat
minute
yang
number
mau saya
one, they're
lakukan
winning
pekerjaan,
without
tiba-tiba
killing.
lupa.
I
Kayak
think
langsung
that at this point
saya
he
ngeblank.
can
Tadi saya
manage
mau
to pull
ngapain?
up a 1v2, and so far he's
Atau
doing really
pengaruh
good
umur
on the
atau
XP lane. But there's here
apa
we
gitu,
can see
pola
Kyrie
hidup
with the
tidak
second
sehat,
skill, and now he goes back the second skill on the other side. I think actually Martis is one of those you have to be afraid from with his immunity at the second skill.
And right now, CW is going up against Super
Dicicil.
Upa. And
Kasian
again, the way
si
that
Super
ONIC has
Upa
been
ini
controlling the
dicicil.
lane is they're not going to attack the minions
Dicicil
first, they're
sama
going to attack
cewek.
the heroes, making it so that
Tapi
they
dia
have
cowok.
to go away
Aslinya dia
from
cowok, tapi namanya
farming.
cewek.
And this is just one of the ways ONIC just wins
aslinya
slowly but surely.
Yeah, Keyboy
Diambil
is
nggak nih
trying
dulunya?
to annoy
Diambil nggak nih?
Boo
Diambil
and
nggak nih? Nggak
Zizio,
retri sih tadi
and
Kyrie,
now he is
wah.
able to do so.
Ake loh
Luna is trying
padahal,
to
dia
just
harusnya
push
menang
ONIC
early.
away because at this moment it's so hard for Team BTR to break that momentum.
but
Sayang
this
banget.
makes Matilda really one of the strongest heroes, and Keyboy knows the limits of this hero. As you saw with the flicker min-maxing against Syndra, he knows when he will die and when he will not, and also the invade potential, or at least the
Ini Keyboy
delay
nggak
potential
pelan-pelan.
from the Matilda. It's always
Yeah.
pretty strong.
He just took that.
Oh, sorry, Om
Oh,
Botak
he just
yang
took the
Martis yang
retribution.
jungler
That's right, he
ternyata
forced the
saya nggak
retribution
perhatiin.
already.
Yeah, but at this point, I think it's perfectly fine for Zizio to use the retribution unless Kyrie really wants to contest it. But it looks like Keyboy and Boots, look at the rotation,
Boots.
they're just slowing
Lapu
down
datang.
because Suns.
Yeah, I think that this is
Diputar.
the time for everyone to
enggak.
use their
Belum
ultimates,
lompat si
and they
Botak.
do
Om
for
Botak
sure
belum lompat
BTR teams manages to get the blue, but
Huh.
they are behind.
Is Luna still level 3 at this point? What are they doing incorrectly? This is so weird to me.
True.
Now that you mention it,
This is back to back. Like,
yeah. I mean, if one time perhaps we could say that, oh, Syndra didn't get a level, but I'm gonna hold on to my theory because looking at how the gold lane as well as the EXP lane, they've been manipulating the minions. Perhaps Sans is doing something that we're not seeing, that he's manipulating the minions to delay the level from Syndra.
Well, I don't see a room above Luna's head.
does it not?
That's true. Okay.
Padahal
Is
cewek
that
nggak
the
pakai
thing?
peritel loh.
Is that,
Let's look.
it does have it.
Yeah, he does
Oh,
have
right,
it.
okay.
Kenapa ya
So
tadi Om
it's
Botak
just
nggak mau
a
coba?
visual thing, but he
okay.
does have it.
I wonder.
Okay.
Coba-coba aja
And
itu.
the thing
Tes
is,
refleks
there's a
kan.
goal advantage on Syndra here. So
Dicuri nggak tuh?
perhaps he didn't really lose any minions.
That is so weird.
Oh, Kyrie, look at the hard guard, but it's not gonna be enough to
Oh.
save Black. He needed to use that flicker
Biar
away.
mati.
I don't think that Lapu was the
Black,
best choice.
black.
Yeah, it's gonna be difficult,
Blacknya hampir mati.
especially against this XP lane.
Ya masih
I think
kosong-kosong saja di
nature
menit
of ONIC, the way
4.
that they're drafting is that they
Golnya
counter
masih
their lane
dipimpin oleh
matchups. And
ONIC.
the first 3 picks that they have
Om Botak
heroes that don't
dicicil-cicil
necessarily have the
sama
counter.
Keyboy si
Like
Cowboy.
Matilda, how do you
Wah,
even
diambil
counter
rednya.
Matilda?
Wah.
Oh no!
Dia nggak
That
mau pakai
hurts.
retri
that
soalnya
does
mau
hurt.
kontak starter.
Keyboy is so annoying at this point.
Tapi
Look
malah
at the jumps,
diambil.
look at everyone
Oke,
jumping
udah
around, and
pancing
heavy
ulti
spin coming here
Akai.
from the side of Akai. He's trying to push
Kyrie
Team ONIC away, but
masih
it's just
didapat sama
Kyrie on a
Kyrie
normal day.
retrinya
He
ya.
takes
Saya
that turtle away, and
dibalikin
now we
sama
will see
cewek.
a lot of bodies
Sans, wah,
falling
mati
down
juga
from
si
the
Black
side
ini.
of Team BTR.
Ding, ding,
ONIC
ding, 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 ding.
CW,
Mati
Kyrie
sih.
goes in,
Ake nggak
and now we
tahu,
can see
masukin
what the
lagi.
flicker ultimate coming
Boots
from
mati.
the Khalid. They
Wah.
managed to take kills, but they
Udah,
also
udah,
lose one of their
wait,
members
wait.
taking a turtle,
Udah, wait,
taking
wait.
kills.
Bang,
I'll
udah,
give
bang.
that for 1 kill for sure.
Super Upa eventually with the switch gets a
Bawah
push.
hancur sih.
He's not in the gold lane, so it's not the best, but he still will be able to take
Bang,
out a
udah,
turret. So
bang.
that's still a
Atas juga
positive net for
Tapi
Super
cuman
Upa, but
banyak
the
sih,
rest of
Onyx.
his teammates didn't
Selisih
have.
2K udah. Oke,
Cannot say the
foto dari
same,
Angela
I
udah
would
ada.
say. ONIC just manhandled BTR.
Angela
Look
udah
what they
punya
did.
foto.
When
Place of the Oasis.
Luna on Botak popped the ultimate, the heavy spin, what they did was to get out and reset the turtle.
Black
It's actually
aja
why
mau
they
keluar,
won it.
takut
the succeeding
cu, padahal
fight, because
lapu
now
loh.
you have the level
Tebal loh
advantage on carry, you have the retribution advantage
Wah,
as
di
well,
bawah
and
3.
you
Mau
also
makan
have the fact
Aladdin
that
mereka.
the BTR team
Aladdinnya mau
didn't have a
dimakanin.
heavy spin.
Putar.
Looks like he's in a
Oke, Boots
really bad
berputar.
position. He doesn't have flicker. He doesn't have flicker. He needs now to go
Diputar
away, but the heavy spin
dan
just catch him
mati.
by the wall, pin him
Tapi
to that
midnya
wall. The second
dimasukin
skill being
juga,
triggered, but no
dibunuh
one
Syndra
can
sama
save
lampunya
you
di
from
belakang
that.
sana, midnya
Double kill
didapat
from
lagi.
Kyrie
Wah.
on the other side. The mid lane
Balasannya
looks like a
2 kali
mess
lipat, guys.
for Team Bigatron
Dapat 2
Suns.
kill,
Well,
1
I gotta
tower.
say,
Loh.
ONIC won that trade. They got 2, while Bigatron Suns, they only got 1. And here's the thing.
Ouch.
I'm
Lapu loh
going
itu.
over the side of Bigatron
Dimasukin
Suns
gitu
here
di
for a
tower
little
kedua
bit
loh.
because Super Upa with the Haskelaw as well as the Berserker Fury, you have a chance to win back your fights. So we gotta wait for Bigatron Suns to have that power spike and then see what they're gonna do with it.
Oh, Kyrie jumps in. Kyrie
Nah,
jumps in,
banget
and
mereka keluar
also
gitu.
Keyboy as
Aksinya
well. They
nggak ada
are
ulti
now
tuh.
making Team BTR have the worst time of
Dimajuin loh.
their life.
Depan-depannya. Kayak Angel
So
lah.
now, looking into the situation, ONIC, I like that going into this game,
Perfect
it
turtle
looks like,
sini.
okay, here's one of the things that I've talked about, well,
Selisih
haven't
2
talked
level.
to all of the teams yet, but
Kyrie
there's this
sama
thing called
Buzizo.
making decisions in game.
Dia nggak
because
pakai retri nih, langsung
as
ambil
you
blue buff-nya.
pre-prepared your
Soalnya
decisions, like, oh, if
kelihatan
situation
kan
AB
di
happen,
atas
you do
Martisnya
this thing.
kayak sama
And it looks like for
Kirito.
Bigatron Suns, well, ONIC going up against Bigatron
Udah
Suns,
pasti tuh.
when you see them committing,
Dimakan
everyone
kan?
disagrees.
Dimakan blue
They've
buff-nya.
been doing
Kan
that
aku bilang.
quite a while. If
Onik tuh
Bigatron
gitu.
Suns can
Mereka tuh
see this
kalau udah
thing
nggak bisa
happening,
tahan,
they
ya udah cari
kind of
objektif
like
lain gitu.
scare off ONIC
Ambil tower
from
bawah,
full
makanin
engage,
perningan,
and that could buy
kill,
them time.
apa aja.
Yeah, it could buy them time, but Kyrie was going for that risky gameplay. CW have a lot of damage already. They can do engage, and they do engage. Look at CW with the blazing. The web is
Wah,
just
berani
cancelled. The
banget
second
lu
skill from that.
dimasukin gitu.
Kyrie, he takes them down one by one. Preciso is now trying to
mati
take
juga.
CW down, but Super Upa
Dua tuh
finishes
satu, wah.
the job
Maksa
for
maksa
him.
tadi.
Team ONIC,
Tuh,
for
itu
the
maksa
first
tuh.
time, are the losing side.
Exactly. It's a great counter engage coming out from BTR. You're feeling the strength of this
Tuh,
Angela
maksa
plus the
banget.
Akai.
Turun.
And with the Athena shield as the first item
Tidak
for
bijak.
Luna on Botak, that means that he can tank at least the Guinevere initiations as well as the Kadita initiations.
Padahal game
Yeah,
cepat.
and like I said, the power
Tetap
spike
aja,
coming in
streamnya
from-
sejaman.
But now he has the Haskell, he has the Berserker Fury, so
Game
he
cepat
has
loh tadi.
damage. Now it's all about how Bigatron Suns is going to play around it. And the way that I saw they play around it just now is they're going to invest 2 other people
Oh, tadi
to
ada
ensure that
troubleshooting-nya ya.
this Irithel has the confidence to move in front. So I feel like they have a pretty clear way of how they're going to approach the fights. But again, going up against ONIC is still going to be a challenge. I like that they have an idea of what to do. Doing it is the other part of the equation.
Getting a very early heal.
Oh, Kyrie is
Okay.
now pinned to the
Kyrie
wall.
putar.
He's now pinned to the
Kyrie mati
wall.
kah?
Will
Mati
he
kah? Mati kah?
die? Will
Masih
he
bisa
die? Will he
terbang.
die?
Tapi
No
mati,
way.
No way.
Wah, nggak dibalikin
No
dong.
way, no way. Black
Dibalikin
cannot
sudah ini.
find him
Nggak ada ulti
because
semua,
Keyboy
dibalikin.
knows the keys to
Wah,
every
wah, wah, wah.
moment. What
Kalau
an
tadi
escape
carry-nya
from
mati, worth it.
Kyrie. What a
Tapi nggak
very,
mati.
really well
Ditarik sama
played
Matilda.
out
Dia terbang,
escape.
Oh my.
Kyrie doing
Tahu kalau
okay.
dapat. Padahal tadi
How
warnanya nggak ada
many
butuh.
international tournaments has Kyrie done this? He's done it on the Assassins.
Ini
He's
dipaksa
done
pakai
it on
retri.
tanks.
Now he has to do it with fighters.
Oke, udah pakai retri.
Dude,
Langsung lor.
Wait, in the Philippines we have this agimat, which is a charm. And when you say you have agimat, it means that you just can't die. You're just either lucky or you're just very resilient.
God loves you.
Kyrie has agimat.
Yeah.
Kerin udah pakai
That's
retri.
crazy. I gotta credit Keyboy though. And remember, there was a part of the draft where I said like, okay, when there's Akai, you don't wanna pick up the Akai when there's Matilda on the opposite end because the guiding wind with the tough boots of the receiver of the heavy spin is just
Oh, Irithel yang
not the
dapat.
best. And we can see it's an instant replay. Kyrie survived through all of that. Tough boots intact, the defensive items in there. Pops the guiding wind, then gets out.
Nggak mati tadi di
That's
sini.
insane.
Lihat,
Like
lihat.
literally,
5 orang
they
loh
were
yang all in.
they were
Masih nggak
bursting him
mati.
down. Everybody.
The Lapu even caught him.
Gila banget
Exactly.
nggak sih itu?
Like, that's one of the situations if Lapu
Gila nggak
for
sih?
some reason has the orange buff, Kyrie would have died.
Yep.
Like, doing it once, doing it twice, doing it even 3 times, I can't understand. He's doing it every single time.
Well, you cannot.
At
You
one
cannot-
point, it's unfair.
It's plot armor, actually,
Yeah, it's
for the
plot
Super
armor. Yep,
Saiyans
yep.
right now.
Well, you cannot call it luck at least. Well, let's see together if ONIC will try to get inside that base. I don't think they are trying enough. Oh, he's now going in, Keyboy, but there's
Keyboy
nothing to do
nge-defnya
to that
jauh
inhibitor turret. They are still waiting for one single
Okay.
moment for everything to align together. Kyrie now finds his place. He now finds his place. Will he be able to escape? He does escape. Now he goes to Keyboy using that second skill, managing his way out to the mid lane and even to the bot lane. Kyrie takes and also CW. They both take
Takut
the
banget
first inhibitor turret of the game. 10 minutes game.
Baru
One
aja
inhibitor
tadi
turret
masuk
down.
dalam tower ngedef gitu
I
loh.
gotta say,
Dia nggak takut sekali
nice
loh, 2
defense
kali
from
loh dia yang
BTR,
inisiasi
but
buat.
then again, that's just ONIC. Luna,
Nih lihat
with
Kyrie.
double run.
Lagi tuh.
Oh,
Wah, ini
Kyrie!
orang memang gila sama
Kyrie and
Santiago
CW
mati,
with the
mati.
nature is
Dia
being
TB tower.
played
Wah,
here.
dihancurin
Might
sama
just go out
cewek
to
towernya.
see what's
Jadi
gonna
mati
happen.
sih Kyrie.
Top lane is in danger, but after taking the mid lane,
Nggak ada
turret,
lore loh ini
we will
towernya
see
di
that
botannya.
Team ONIC
Ada lore
easily
deh.
take that last inhibitor.
Udah mati
turret.
lornya dibotakin.
I think I cried a
Malah
I know
masih
what
dapat
Kyrie
markis.
is.
Gila
What?
memang Onyx sih.
Kyrie is a cat.
What?
He
Untung
has
mereka
9
nggak ikut
lives,
tempel
Oh.
good
ibunya.
looking, good at escapes, and everyone loves him.
Yeah,
He's a cat.
Sansue nih,
Okay.
aduh.
Kyrie the cat.
And everyone knows
depan
cats
gitu,
are good
Ake
at
ada
Mobile
ulti.
Legends.
Nggak ada harga
Everyone
dirinya
knows
loh.
that. I
Everyone
didn't know
knows
that.
Nggak ada takutnya pemain Onyx.
Well,
Kesian
apparently
banget
we'll
ini si
see
Om
if
Botak.
Team ONIC will try to go for that finish, but I don't think so. They can go back. They can go for that safer
Wah,
route.
mati
Oh, what
sih
is that
Syndra.
damage
My
from Bud?
goodness.
Dibunuh sama
What
Bats,
is
nggak ada
that?
yang
Sea
tolong.
Halberd.
From an XP laner?
8-minute Sea Halberd coming
Anggap
out
kamu
from
dibunuh di
Woods,
markas
going in
sendiri,
for the
temanmu
concussive
nggak ada yang
blast as
lihat.
well, so you have extreme
Bukan
amount of
assassin lagi
burst.
dibunuh sama Aladdin.
And ONIC, they
Khalid.
want to end this fast.
Kamu lawan Khalid mana bisa? Ini Khalid.
Look at, oh my god. Oh wait,
Ya, 2 lore
so
saja, box.
Kyrie might
Wah,
have
burik.
had the Queen's wings when that
Aduh, jangan di zoom.
initiation
Jadi
happened.
burik, cuk.
And the Thunder Belt as well. Great itemization. And then obviously the Blade Armor is perfect against the Irithel.
Yeah,
Eh, memang.
as a Malaysian right now, I'm worried about
Nih, tuan rumah
amount of
sih
recalls
kualitas
that
videonya
this one
buruk
has,
sih.
'cause I
Lihat
think
Sans.
Sans
Dia
and
diam-diam
Keyboy
aja
is,
dihantam sama Martis.
ramping it up in this
Di
game.
skill
They
2
might-
gitu
they might have
recall
more
kurang
damage
ajar
on
banget
it.
kan.
Yeah.
Nak mental nggak
Especially
sih?
because Chewe went for the implosion recall as well. I don't think anybody can top
Mereka
that.
paling tinggi level
yeah,
13
yeah.
ya Risa.
Yeah.
Di Onyx
Unless
paling
what-
rendah
what
Boots.
can
Sans
Zord do?
level
Maybe
13.
So-
Mino and Fury perhaps?
Game number 1,
Yang lainnya level
ONIC was able to
15.
end the game with 11,000
Waduh.
gold lead.
Yeah.
That's not
Selisih
44,000.
golnya, betul
It's
itu
10,000.
44k. Wah,
10 point. Now it's 11.
44k tadi
Is this the
gila
win
sih.
condition? Is this
Memang
where they
ini
end the game?
aduh tuan
Well,
rumah
I
aduh.
would say for Zorn, first of
Aduh,
all,
perhatiin.
for Zorn to win this, he have
Ini
to
baru
hold
betul nih,
flicker
11k.
creep. Let's see
Biar
exactly
bagaimana
what's gonna
Oninya
happen.
44k.
Is here,
Duit dari
Keyboy is
mana itu,
trying
Cuk?
to get
Ngerampok
inside,
bang
he's
apa dia
trying
itu?
to go with Team ONIC. The base is just
Busiso,
wide
Busiso. Wah,
open
nggak tuh?
yard
Wah,
now.
dimasukin.
Ladies
Di
and
flicker.
gentlemen,
Flicker nggak
watching
tadi
a
tuh?
master
Bisa kan
at
di situ.
work.
Oh, di
Kyrie
skill satu ya?
goes in with the
Wah,
flicker, open
mati dah.
blazing
Wipe
duet,
out,
a
cuy.
double
Udah.
kill, a massacre
Masukin
is
base-base-nya.
happening here at
2
the
game saja ya, guys, ya.
MLBB scene.
Game
Look
cepat,
at
game
Team
cepat.
ONIC.
Thanks,
They
ONIC.
are just taking
Tapi meskipun
everything
game cepat
in the
tetap
speed of
sejam.
flight.
ONIC